I'm talking more about Jake. I want to see a UFC fight.
You want to see a UFC fight with Jake?
Yeah.
Well, he's not going to fight for the UFC.
Well, no,
he's
or
got a
MMA
contract
fight.
for-
MMA fight.
He'll
I'm
do
so
an
sorry.
MMA. He's got a contract with the PFL, which is another organization. They're throwing a lot of money around. They just signed Francis Ngannou, and Jake has a contract with them. So if he has an MMA fight, I think it has to be over there
Where's that?
at PFL.
PFL?
Yeah.
I haven't watched the PFL.
It's good. Good fights. Good fighters. They got a lot of elite guys. It's like, a B-level organization in terms of... There's only really one A-level organization in America.
Right.
That's the UFC.
Right.
The other ones are just slightly below, but there's elite guys in all of those. There's elite guys in Bellator that could compete in the UFC.
Right.
There's elite guys in the PFL.
And what is that? Just contracting? It's like your contract and shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah, like that's what happened with Francis Ngannou because he was the UFC heavyweight champion. He didn't lose his title. He relinquished his title due to contract negotiations, and he decided he was going to leave. And so he vacated the title, and they gave him a big chunk of money to go to the PFL.
Right. I got to watch a PFL fight.
Yeah, there's good fights. It's got a wacky point system that you're not going to understand because I don't understand
I
it.
don't understand any points in UFC or boxing.
Oh, like when it's like a 10-9 round, like that kind of thing?
Because I'm like, well, you watch, and I know, albeit I know nothing about fighting, but I'm like, that dude definitely won that round. But it always seems to be so close, kind of, but it's always like unanimous decision is whenever the judges all agree.
Yeah.
It's all the same.
Right.
But I don't quite understand the whole deal. I don't understand. So what are they going off of? Knockdowns is a big one.
Knockdown's a big one.
Punches landed is a big one.
Uh-huh.
So what is the ratio? So here, let's take a look at that. What is the ratio between punches thrown and punches landed? How does that affect points?
Well, it doesn't
Okay.
if you still land a lot and you miss a lot. Like, so
Okay.
if you're a highly active fighter that throws like 150 punches a round and you land 50 and your opponent only lands 10 but they only threw 30,
Right.
you still won that round.
Right.
You just let a lot more volume, a lot more, but even though you're missing, it's like what counts is how many you land.
Okay.
You don't get penalized for missing.
For missing.
Right.
Okay.
Because if you're a guy who just throws a lot of fucking punches, you're going to miss a lot of punches too. If you have some insane cardio and you just go after a guy and throw insane volume at him,
Well, you take 100% of the shots you miss. Isn't that the saying?
you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
But you do take 100% of the shots you miss, too.
Yeah,
That's
right.
a pessimistic version of that.
A little bit, but it is true. 100% of the times you missed, you took a shot. That's true. That's unavoidable.
My buddy told me that, and I was like, "Oh, that's amazing." That's amazing.
Nobody wants to think about that.
No one thinks about that.
You got to go for it.
And
a lot
then-
of people go for it.
They said Michael Jordan said that,
Did he?
and then Michael Jordan didn't say that.
You might have said it and forgot. You might have been in a competitive trance.
You miss 100.
Oh, it's Wayne Gretzky. You miss 100%
Wayne
of the shots you don't
Gretzky,
take.
Michael Scott
Yeah.
included in the quotes.
Michael Scott said it after Wayne Gretzky.
Oh, that's funny.
Michael Scott's probably one of the most legendary characters of all time.
How about the fact that guy went on to play that creepy DuPont guy in that movie? What was that movie? The wrestling movie? Foxcatcher. Did you ever see that movie?
No, sir.
It's a crazy movie, but he plays this like really fucking creepy dude. He did an incredible job.
The makeup is good.
Yeah, it was really good. Good movie. Can't recommend it enough.
Channing Tatum?
Mm-hmm.
Young Channing Tatum?
Yeah.
What year is
Yeah.
that?
2014.
Steve Carell kills it in that movie. It's
Did-
a really good movie, man. There's some fucked up things about that movie, like historical inaccuracies, because it has
Right.
to do with some real wrestlers, and they took some liberties with the story.
Sure.
But Steve Carell nails it. If you just want to just see it as a movie and
Yeah.
not think about it being whether it's accurate,
Yeah, because I'm totally clueless about it.
it's
So,
interesting. It's just
I-
crazy that that's the guy from The Office.
He's so good.
Yeah, man.
He's so good.
Crazy
He'd
range.
do it. Have you met Channing? Oh, my God.
No.
He's the best.
Is he? Do you
Yeah,
like him?
he's the best fucking guy. I remember I was working on the last album, and we did a whole bunch of shroomies and just listened to it. He's such a
nice.
fucking cool motherfucker.
Oh, I like when I hear about cool people.
Me too. And you know, it's always scary because you never
Yeah.
really know. I remember, you never really know. You feel like you know. And that's kind of a whole thing
Right.
with, you know, the way everything is today is like, I feel like I know. I've seen you before.
Right.
I see everything that you do. I know
Yeah,
where you are
I know
24
you.
hours a day.
Yeah.
I know you.
Yeah.
And it's
I'm looking at you on Snapchat map.
exactly. Well, I'm looking at you on OnlyFans.
Imagine if OnlyFans had a map of where the girls are all the time.
That's fucked. No way.
Oof.
No, that'd be terrible. Anybody, but it's so crazy how anyone knows where you are
Yeah.
at all times.
Well, the
it's
government does.
crazy.
Someone does if they're looking for you.
By the way,
If you're carrying a phone around.
I'm a good boy.
You're a good boy.
I'm
I'm
just
a
want to
good
let
boy, too.
them know
Yeah.
that Joe's
Pay
a
my
good boy too. Well,
we pay our taxes.
we pay our taxes, and we are not kids, and we
We're not
definitely pay our taxes.
We're only good. Only good, not bad. God bless America.
It's I don't know. It's so crazy nowadays the way that there's people feel so personal with people, but it's super unpersonal at the same time. Like I remember whenever I started losing my weight, everybody was like, "Hey, this is what meth looks like." And I started like dancing on stage and having fun and having more energy and just enjoying life again. You know what I mean? Like I mentioned, I was shitty for a long time, but I had my baby and I'm in a great fucking spot. And then the first thing that happens is like, oh, he's on fucking drugs. And I'm like, well, I know there's people that genuinely care.
Right, and they're concerned that maybe you are on drugs.
Right.
Right.
But there's also people that are just like, all right, kids, this is what fucking meth looks like.
Yeah.
And definitely not on meth. Definitely not on any fucking hard drugs. But you feel an inclination almost as a public figure to have to justify something that you don't need to justify. First off, it's nobody's business. Second off, don't just fucking assume everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, so I was like, hey guys, not on fucking drugs. And I know that's the crazy part is because I know there's people that really give a shit. But there's also a lot of people that are just like mean. You know, people are just mean in general online. You never have to face repercussions for what you do.
They're just not happy with their own life and they want you to fail. And that's what you're reading. You know, that's all that is. It's just someone wants you to be. And then there's, you know, an unusual thing. Like all of a sudden you have this unusual amount of energy and joy for life.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't know.
No, I'm not
Seems
buying it.
different.
I'm not buying it.